So we're doing brake discs, disc and pads on a Smart fourtwo. We've taken the wheel off, and the wheel needed a 17 socket to take the wheel off. A good slam as well to take it off itself. What we've got, if we come close, we're going to take the 2 pins off here and here, top and bottom. They have caps like this, which cover it, and they use a 7 hex. Yep. Push it in and then unscrew it, and then that will loosen up the actual caliper itself. To possibly take the thing, we've got to take the spring off first as well. So spring off first, screws here that we're going to take off, and that allows us to take the caliper off, which allows us to take the brake pads off. And then to take the disc off, to replace that, we've got to take the caliper holder, which is this one here, which has 18 socket. There's a screw here on top, and then one on the bottom as well. Right down here somewhere. That one there. Got it. So we're going to take that off and then replace the shoe on it. Clean both calipers up, the caliper and the actual shoe holder itself. Give the driver a clean and everything. To take this off, we're going to use a T40, which will go here, and there's 2 screws, one top, one on the bottom. Yep. So as you can see, the pins have actually come out. There we go. So that's the pins that hold and push in the actual pads. Okay, so we're going to grease those up later and put them in. So we're going to push the piston back a bit. As you can see, it's loose as it is. So I'll push this back. So I need to get on the other side of this. Go. So that's a brake pad there, and the other one there. So I'm going to rest this on the subframe here. The reason why is that's the brake fluid, so you don't want to put strain on the actual cable itself. Somehow. Go. That's out the way. So there's your brake discs and my shot. The other one's on the caliper itself, so we're going to take this off itself. Then we're going to take this off and then we'll do the reverse. caliper holder off. So as you can see, that's going there and there, which holds that sorry, in place like that. So it goes in like so. And you've got the two holes there, which are the piston holes for the brake caliper holder. So, now it's always good to take the pins off when the brakes are on, so this doesn't move. Now, keep these safe, because you can probably reuse those if they didn't come with the brake discs. Hopefully they'd give us new pins. So that's not going to come off easily, so we get a hammer. Right, these discs, as time goes on, they can be seized, so you can get a big hammer and literally knock it, should come off. As you can see, all the kind of water grease on the bearings itself. So what we're going to do is going to give this a nice clean with a wire brush, and then we'll start filming, showing you how we're going to put disc back on, piston back on, and so forth. I want to just show you the piston. So this is the piston, so we're going to wind this back, but the other brake disc is there, as you can see. So that, if we push it out, it's literally like a little clip that's going in there. So we'll get that out slowly, and then push this back a bit, so we can put everything back. So yeah, let's put that back there. So this is the back kind of brake pad. As you can see, it's got clips on it, so it goes in there. So all you do is pull the clips out, twist it up, and then it'll pop open. So we're going to push this back as far as it can go without kind of damaging the grip there, because that kind of covers the piston. So in here is the liquid itself. Now what you need to do before you push this back is, let's chuck that back in there, come with me, make sure your brake fluid reservoir is open, because the brake fluid is getting pushed back up, so it needs to have somewhere to go to. Otherwise, if there's air there, well, basically you've covered it, there's nowhere, so that piston won't be pushing back. So it opens, liquid comes back up, put tissue around it, because you don't want any of that kind of liquid going all over the engine. So hopefully there won't be that much spillage at all. So what this is a brake caliper piston kind of tool that pushes back. So all you do is wind it, wind it up. Some tension on that. So basically this pushes against that. You're winding it in, and that's going to push this back. So this will need a bit of force to do it, but it will go back, and you'll see slowly it will do. caliper back on, but before you put the caliper back on, here is literally where the kind of brake disc was sit, like that. So for them to move in and out, you have a bit of a kind of lube and grease. So you want to kind of put on here some copper grease, and then on here on these joints as well. So that's what I'm going to do now. Do it before you put it on the disc, because you don't want this shit on the disc. I mean, stuff on the disc. So a little bit of grease here, a little bit of grease here. This one literally sits there. Do the same thing here. Put a bit of grease here because the piston is going to sit here. So that's well. So as you can see, it clips in quite easily, and then this is literally sits back in place. Done. We're going to put a little bit of copper grease in these pins. I'll put them back in, so then they've got a bit of movement. All you're doing is greasing this little part here, because these go in and out. The same thing here. This one as well. There we go. Beautiful. Thanks again. There's discs, brakes, all done. Just going to put the wheel back on. Yippee!